Good evening, everybody. Tonight's webinar is should you follow your diet program when you are pregnant or nursing? And before we get started, I plugged in this before and after photo of Teresa, who actually followed her customized nutrition program leading up to and during her pregnancy. So with that being said, real quick, a lot of people will ask me, who are you? What have you done? What is your resume? What have you accomplished? So very quickly on me, I'm a former full scholarship collegiate football player and strength coach, student athlete. And when I finished playing college football, I lost 50 pounds to have a more balanced physique and practice what I preach. And from there, I was a private sector personal trainer for 10 years. And have over 200 successful client case studies, which you can see all plastered over the webinar as we go on the different slides. And I also had 24 articles published on the highest paying fitness website on planet Earth over an 8-month time span. So, talking points for tonight. Number one, should you follow your customized diet program if you are pregnant or nursing? You wouldn't believe how often I get this question. And we're going to tackle it head on tonight. Now, I also get asked a lot, not a lot, this is actually something different. One more thing I wanted to touch on is, and this is an interesting question, but here's the question. And I've actually heard a different trainer ask this, but the question is this: should you trust your personal trainer or your online coach, or basically whoever's leading you in diet, nutrition, exercise? Should you trust him? So we're going to tackle that tonight and look at a perspective on that. So, should you follow your diet, nutrition, customized program if you are pregnant or nursing? And the more appropriate question is, why wouldn't you? You see, that's the most important time for healthy, smart nutrition. When you're pregnant, you're eating for two. You are eating for two different people, you and your unborn baby. And you need more calories, more nutrients. You need more food, and you need healthy food. And when you're nursing, you need more than normal, but probably not as much as when you're pregnant. But the reason people ask this is because people in general have the impression that their customized program from me will be restrictive and geared towards calorie reduction, and that's wrong. Even if you're not pregnant, your program isn't going to be restrictive. Restrictive, when I think of restrictive, I think of deprivation, I think of nothing but twigs and berries, and nothing could be further from the truth. We don't, any program I design is probably, I'm going to say definitely, you're going to be eating more food. And probably, you're going to be eating more calories too. So, you got to get that thought out of your mind. It's unfortunate people are under that impression that they have to be in deprivation restriction mode. And that's why they ask it. And I understand that. But they've been conditioned to ask that through all the different failed diets they've done over their life. So, the bottom line is you actually eat more food when you follow your customized program. You're going to be eating more food than ever. We feed you so much food it actually speeds up your metabolism through nutrient partitioning. I'm the only person out there that knows how to do that. There's other buzzwords that people have coined, but I'm the only person out there that from the get-go, we're going to stuff your face full of food and you're going to lose inches and you're going to lose body fat and you're going to lose some weight too. So that's something that is unique to any program you follow from me. Now, getting back to the point, when you're pregnant or nursing, that's the most important time to follow your healthy, nutritious program. And the reason is you're going to get plenty of nutritious food. This is a good example. This is Lucy, and she's, in her 40s, 3 kids, 3 daughters. And you're going to love this. She is an OBGYN. And she signed up with me back in 2012 and did phenomenal. lost a few pounds, but as you can see, she has much more muscle tone, muscle definition, added muscle is stronger, and she was already thin, but she's a lot leaner now, and you can especially tell in her arms and legs the shape they have, and they have so much more muscle tone than they did before. And she did a lot more cardio and running here than she did here. So she's a great example because, number one, she followed my program, which was customized for her. Number two, she's an OBGYN, so she understands totally what pregnant women need and nursing moms need. And thirdly, she actually took a stack of my business cards and gave them to her patients and put them in her office at work. So this is the best example of all I can use to endorse smart, healthy, nutritious eating while you're pregnant. If an OBGYN does it herself, and promotes it to her patients, this is the biggest, testimonial I can possibly give. And here's an important thing to remember. We all know this. When women are pregnant, they get bizarre, unusual cravings. All right? And when women have that, not only are they eating for two people, but they're also, in addition to that, going to have those bizarre, unusual, weird cravings. Now, if your belly is full of nutritious, healthy food, healthy fats, healthy carbs, healthy proteins, fruits, vegetables, and whatnot, you're going to be less likely to binge on Taco Bell, to binge on ice cream, to binge on cookies, to gobble up fried chicken. I'm not saying you should never have a scoop of ice cream the entire time you're pregnant. I'm not saying you should never have a single bite of sweets. I'm not saying that, although that'd be fine if you didn't. What I'm saying is that you're not going to have the overwhelming urge to load upon garbage food when you're pregnant if your belly is already full of healthy, nutritious food. Does that make sense? That's the best way I can explain it. We want your belly full of good, healthy food, a ton of it. And that's how you mitigate the pernicious effects of craving and binging that come along with that territory. So this is a totally different topic we're shifting to here. And what I'll say about this is that, if I can get it up here, should you trust your trainer, your online coach? Should you trust them? Well, let me expand on this some more. I heard someone that I know, and he had a YouTube video that said, and he was, just to put this in context, he was complaining about a lot of these bikini and figure coaches or trainers that, that primarily have online clientele, clients sign up with him. They'll just say, well, trust me, or they'll just say, just do what I say. And what his whole thing was that he says you should never just blindly follow your trainer, the coach, the person you signed up with. And once again, to be fair, this was relative to bikini or figure competitors. And in that scenario, no, you shouldn't just eat twigs and berries and do double-day cardios and take tons of fat burner pills. No, you shouldn't do that. But this is where I would challenge that line of thinking, is this. If you don't trust someone, you shouldn't sign up with them in the first place. So I would say that. Now the next question is, what if you're already signed up with somebody and they tell you to do something ridiculous like, eat 900 calories, eating twigs and berries and taking fat burner pills every day and doing double cardio sessions for an hour. In that scenario, what I would say is if you no longer trust that person, then you need to leave. You need to part ways. And a lot of people will say that. I get this so often from people that are prospective clients with me. I've heard them. This is an argument they use. They'll say, well, everybody says that. Everybody says they can help me burn fat. Well, number one, you should never believe what people say. You should require a demonstration of proof and evidence. And I say to these people, how many of these weight loss experts or diet programs you've signed up for in the past, how many of them do gratis information-rich webinars several times a month? And they get very quiet, and they look down, and they don't respond. And they don't respond because none of those people had. None of the people they've signed up with or programs they've followed in the past has a program designer that does interactive webinars multiple times a month. How many of those people, or programs rather, or people they followed have dozens upon dozens of client testimonials in the form of social proof in before and after photos? Well, none of them. No. Very few. Certainly not dozens and dozens. How many of those people that you followed or got programs from were a former legitimate collegiate or pro athlete? Not that that makes them legitimate, but it lends to their credibility, and still maintain a lean, physically fit, balanced, muscular physique today, male or female. You know, and those are just minimum requirements. If someone can't give you social proof in the form of numerous client before and after photos, that tells me right then and right there that they haven't demonstrated enough proof in with their working knowledge. And that's why I tell people none of this info will work for you unless you follow the right map. And I stand absolute firm in this, that my #1 top-selling program, the OMEP, which is short for the Oscillating Macronutrient Eating Pattern, will absolutely, is your key, is your foundation. This is your linchpin to burning body fat the healthy way with more healthy food, having a full belly. You should not ever be starving on your program. The only time you should be hungry on your program is about 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes before a meal. And so in other words, by the time you finally do get hungry, it's time to eat. So with that being said, this is your key. If you don't have the right combination, you'll never unlock the safe. You'll never unlock the treasure chest. If you don't have the right map, you'll never see a sunset running east, no matter how hard you run. And everybody watching this webinar tonight is running in the wrong direction. We want to redirect you and get you going in the right direction. Sign up now. Go to my website, wetwolftraining.com. Sign up, click on the OMEP, which is my top-selling program of all time. Fill your belly up with healthy food and start dropping inches and burning body fat today. wetwolftraining.com. Signing out.